So let's talk about the negatives, right? Because a lot of people, when they hear about bees, they think "Ooh, stinging, bad. My mother was allergic to bee stings, so she had to take an injector with her everywhere she went. Um, is that just overblown?
No, and it's kind of the question is our feelings overblown in a way. And I
Mm.
think anybody who does business at all, international business, it's always at the local level. You really have to connect with people and listen. So whatever stories and experiences people have about bees or any other product, really, we've got to hear them out because that allows for a human connection. And that's really what we're all about at the end of the day. So if somebody has trepidations about bees, we'd like to tell them these are the nice ones. And so working with bad bees or aggressive things is a bad business model. So we specialize in beehives on skyscraper rooftops, in part because, as I shared in my first TEDx talk, bees are dying, but they're doing better in cities and the higher up we go. So those empty rooftops are actually hidden assets for real estate companies where they can really help improve the environment for pollinator habitat, for veggie gardens, for all of the tenants. Right now in the United States, it's a scandalous idea to grow carrots on an apartment building rooftop. To feed your family with fruits and vegetables and honey from the rooftop, we think we could never do that. But this should be people's biggest worry. And that's why I like to put myself as a businessman at the forefront of what we see as inevitable change. And then interacting with how do you feel about that? Would you eat some carrots from your roof or would you prefer it as an empty, barren landscape?
That's really interesting. And one of the things you talk about in your TED talk was some of the misconceptions about why bees, why they're dying and what makes them healthy, and that we really don't understand that very well. Maybe you could elaborate on that.
Absolutely. So bees are vegan. And so many people, when we're running away from insects and nature, as I did as a kid, very much, and my whole family did, we think about everything as scary, like the elephant and the mouse kind of syndrome. But in reality, think about Jurassic Park, where the kids are petting the vegetarian dinosaurs and running from the meat eaters. If we slow down for a moment and realize, I don't have to run from everything in nature. I don't have to pave over everything. It's okay to have a landscape that's biodiverse. This was my last webinar too. It's something that's so worthwhile pausing and noticing nature, especially in the pandemic when we're looking out our windows. Notice those flower buds. As you shared, Rita, notice that patch of ice, the last little grasp of winter on your property, and then see what comes up in its place. And notice what this flower feeds butterflies and bees. And if we can promote these things, like a no mow policy instead of mowing your lawn, let a meadow grow. God forbid. I know it's scandalous, but that's habitat that really helps the environment. More biodiversity is better. So it's important to acknowledge when people have a fear of bees, hear them out, but understand that beekeepers don't want to get stung either. And especially with best bees, we have a perfect safety record over 11 years across the country. So it's really important that people know that this is safe.